Today we're making frittata. Frittatas are like omelets' heartier cousins. They're endlessly adaptable to whatever ingredients you have on hand and prefer, as long as some of those ingredients are eggs. Of course, they're great as a brunch dish, also make for a nice light lunch or dinner, and since a frittata tastes just as good at room temperature as it does hot, it's always welcome at the potluck. Let's get cooking. For our frittata, all we'll need are some eggs and a filling. That filling can be pretty much any fresh or cooked vegetable of your choice. So here I'm going with leftover roasted summer squash and with some cherry tomatoes and onion in there, and a little bit of hash brown. I'm also going to put in some fresh goat cheese. You can definitely use any cheese that you'd like or none at all. If you enjoy bacon, some chopped bacon or ham is also great in here. And just a quick note about proportions. I tend to like my frittatas on the veggie-heavy side rather than the egg-heavy side. So altogether, I've got probably about 3 cups of veggies to these 4 eggs. You can definitely adjust that proportion to suit. All right, so I'm going to start by putting some olive oil in a cast iron pan here. I'm going to turn that on and let it warm up, and I'll actually just go ahead and put these vegetables right in there to get warm. If you're cooking your vegetables for the frittata, not using the leftovers, go ahead and just cook them in the pan, and then you'll be adding the eggs straight to that. But in these go. Add these as well. And we're gonna let those warm up. Spread that out a little bit. And then while those warm, we're going to crack our eggs and just give them a little bit of a whisk. You could add a bit of milk or water to them if you'd like. I usually cook just with the eggs as they are. The eggs are whisked. Our veggies are nice and hot. We can hear them sizzling. So just going to pour the eggs over the vegetables. I did go ahead and stir those a bit and make sure they were evenly distributed across the pan. All right, there's our eggs. Depending on how seasoned your vegetables are, you may want to add just a sprinkle of salt or pepper to your frittata. And I'm just going to take this cheese. This won't be super pretty, but we're just going to put dollops of this into the frittata. And we're going to let it cook. I might turn the heat down. It was on medium. I'm going to turn it down now a little bit to medium-low so that it doesn't overcook on the bottom before it cooks in the center or towards the top. And there are different schools of thought on how to finish these off. You can definitely put it under a broiler to get the top nice and browned. You can turn it, or you can just kind of let the egg kind of lift up the edges and let the egg on the top, the runny egg, sort of slide underneath and cook. There is one more method, and that's the one I usually use. I'm going to cover this after and turn the heat maybe even down a little bit lower, and then I'm going to cover it and let the egg on top cook that way, just as soon as I get enough goat cheese dropped in here. Speaking of using leftovers, by the way, this is a really great brunch dish if you have overnight guests, and if you happen to have had a dinner that involved some leftover vegetables, potatoes, etc. Just toss those leftovers into a pan in the morning, throw some whisked eggs on top, and you are halfway to brunch. One more bit for luck. There we go. I'm gonna set a lid on this and take my heat down just a little bit more. We'll check back when that's just about done. Our frittata is done. It has browned nicely around the edges. It's set in the center and studded with melty pockets of goat cheese. You could slide this onto a platter or just serve it directly from the skillet. In my case, along with some simple salad I threw together while the frittata finished cooking. It also makes a fantastic breakfast sandwich, or really a sandwich for any time of day. However you decide to make yours, and however you choose to serve it, we do hope you give this a try and you check back every Friday at 4 o'clock for a new video.